Good afternoon, day 23, and as you can hear, the coffee is on and it smells amazing. So I did I did a couple of things yesterday. I finished this and it is fabulous. It's like Christmassy and fluffy. It's got some beautiful weight in it. It's got some beautiful yarn and wools in it, and it's so smuggly. And yeah, that there's a good $80, and it was all my bits and pieces. Anyway, so that was one thing that happened yesterday. And another thing that happened was that we decided to expand my offering at the market, and I've bought a friend's semi-precious stone collection, and I had intended to put most of it on my stall, but to be flat out honest, I've fallen in love with it. Do not call me Karen. I just like the way they feel, and I'm not much of a spiritual kind of person, but I've spent years collecting rocks and stones and memories from all over New Zealand, and yeah, so I got them home and they rattled around in the back of the car coming home, and it kind of got me thinking. Coffee. It kind of got me thinking. Cheers, Batman. That I needed to give some of these semi-precious stones a safe place to be. So it's one thing wanting to cleanse your stones and put them in the moonlight or bury them in dirt or do whatever you do with your stones. Put them in sunlight, tuck them in your pillow, whatever. But one of the things that they are is semi-precious, and they break. And so I decided that I have wool mohair and wool blends that sometimes can feel just a touch prickly if you make them into something other than, well, if you make them into that, it's the stuff that a kid will go, it feels a bit prickly, and you think, oh, that cost me so much money and it feels a bit prickly, and the kid won't wear it, and so all this beautiful wool, and can't really make baby clothes out of it or even jerseys because it has that more fiber soft feeling. Even though it's soft, it's still fibery. So I thought natural fibers, and I would make stone sacks full of stones. And my daughter laughed and said, oh mum, ball sacks, that's so funny. So anyway, there you go. So I'm using the same crocheting trebles, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that one, and the same start, the 6 chain to start, and I'm making these coverings and little bags to put these beautiful semi-precious stones in. This is a carnelian, heart shaped, and yeah, and it now has its own safe place to be. So all tucked away in a little crochet bag. So excited, but I love this so much that I don't know if it'll make it to my table just yet. So I started doing this one, thinking, yeah, this is wool, it's natural. This was quite soft, but I haven't been able to find a hug that I wanted to put it in. And so this is my play around trying to work out how I was going to do this one. So anyway, as you can see, still I started with the 6, and this one has a beautiful adventuring in it. And so it now has a home for life and a safe place to be. So yeah. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you what I did with the wool that I haven't worked out how to use yet. Sort of each one of them, because they're different shapes, has had a different size hook. So this is, I made this with my size 4, and it's got a beautiful mohair yellow, and this lemon, I struggled to find something to put it with, and even though it's really soft, because it's a cool lemon, it's been a bit difficult to make into a hug. So it's got a citrine, and the citrine has its own special little bag now. I'm so delighted. And suddenly my crochet hook is really busy. I have this, and this is the tail end of a wool that's been dyed, and it's a Madagascar agate, and I'm not quite sure what one of these does, but let's not drop it. But it looks so cool. Check that out. If I saw that on a beach, I'd pick it up, even if it was in New Zealand and not Madagascar. So there. Anyway, exciting stuff. And another cute little sack. So, anyway, they're all going to head to my table. And this one, this is my last one that I made, and it's and I made this like a more of a pouch that you can put other things in it, not just the stone, although I'm not sure that you'd want to, because this one has got an aura quartz, and it is amazing. Look, A for aura. Crazy. How do you get that? But it now has its own safe place to be. So all of my semi-precious stones are going to have a bit of padding so that they are not knocking around in hard containers. I'm so excited to be doing that. So after I crocheted a whole bunch of little bags, I did another round on this. So this one is a size 6 1/4, but it's a big 6 1/4, and I'm just about to go up another layer, and that layer is a cotton and sparkly. So I got given a whole bunch cotton, and this has got mohair in it. It's got a wool and a sparkly thread with sequins in it. It's really sweet. So we'll just connect that all up and keep going on another round. So once you've mastered trebles and crochets and double crochets and chains, you basically can have a go at crocheting almost anything. So don't be afraid of putting together many different combinations of those stitches. 3 up, 1, 2, 3, and 2 trebles back into that hole to make your corner, and get your 3 trebles. Now, I talked yesterday about when you do a final edge, and if you make it too tight, that means that you haven't got enough stitches on it. If you make it too loose, that means you've got too many stitches. So that same principle is what you would use to, what I used to actually make those little bags. So when I wanted the base to go out, I added in extra stitches, bearing in mind that I didn't want the stone to fall through the gap. So instead of just doing chains, I did more trebles. And then to bring it in to make it more bag shaped or closer, I then started decreasing my stitches and chains to have it come in and be like almost like a little tube. To do the top of the bag, whether it was a round circle or a tube, I just did what are they called? Just crochets round the edge into all of the tops of the stitches that I'd already made, and I left a long final thread, and when I pulled it through in the slip knot, then I weaved it round the top to make like a drawstring. So I can show you how to do that on another video. But for the moment, I was so excited about it, and every single one I did was different because I was trying to work out what was best for that particular rock and not one size fits all, because I didn't want the rock to fall through or to rattle around or to not have enough padding. So yeah, it was an exciting little adventure last night. And yeah, busy day, had my second COVID shot, so I'm in 2 weeks time I will be classed as fully vaccinated, and I couldn't come fast enough. It will be one of those things that I can put aside in my head and skip the worry. So anyway, have a good Friday. I'm not sure if we're having beer o'clock this Friday evening, but we're certainly looking forward to a Friday evening. Bye for now. See you tomorrow.